Hello everyone, welcome to Agri.Rankers. So in this video, we are going to discuss about a very recently launched and also a very important scheme, that is Indian Forest and Wood Certification Scheme. So this scheme has been launched by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, as the name of the scheme itself suggests. And it's a very important scheme from the point of view of your upcoming agriculture related exams, all the agriculture related exams. So let us look into detail about the scheme. So first of all, the scheme itself has three important words in it. One is forest, second is wood, and third word is certification. So the scheme itself says its goals. It is about certification of forests and certification of wood. Okay. So first of all, the term here certification itself put a question before us. That is certification for what? Okay. Something has to meet some criteria before it is certified for something. So here the forests and woods are being certified. Okay. So for what purpose we are certifying them? Okay. These forests and woods must meet some criteria for that. So all these we are going to discuss here. First, the scheme has been launched by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It is obvious. Second, it is about certification. What kind of certification? It is about third party certification. What does this mean? This means that government will not be involved in the certification. Okay. Certification will be done by some specialized agencies. Okay, specialized agencies which are specialized in certification in an area in which the scheme states about. Okay. The second thing is the certification is voluntary in nature. It means that it is not, if you don't want to get certified, if a forest area or a wood don't want to get certified, then it's okay. There's nothing wrong in it. Okay. Now the objective of the scheme is that through this scheme, government wants to promote sustainable forest management and agroforestry, sustainable forest management as well as agroforestry, and also sustainability in wood supply chain. Okay, the entire wood supply chain. Wood is a forest product, so it is the only most economical product that we get from forests. So the wood supply chain certification is also included here. Now we got our answer from this objective only, that this scheme is about certification of sustainability, whether a forest area or agroforestry is being managed in a sustainable manner or not. Okay, so this scheme is about sustainability of the sustainable management of forests and agroforestry. Okay, the objective here states that government wants to promote sustainable forest management, sustainable agroforestry, and also sustainability in the entire wood supply chain. How it will be done, we will come to know in detail very shortly. Okay, so three things are clear. Launched by Ministry of Environment. Objective is the sustainable management of forest, agroforestry, and also ensure sustainability in wood supply chain. As well as it is a voluntary in nature, and here the certification will be done by third party, that is specialized agencies. Okay, this much is clear. Okay, now let us solve a question based on this, whatever we have studied till now. The question is, which among the following is one of the key objective of Indian Forest and Wood Certification Scheme? Okay, key objective. Okay, what is the key objective? It is the sustainable management of forest. So here we have option A here, sustainable management of forest. This is correct. Prohibition of deforestation is not the key objective. Okay, it is the sustainable management. Okay, the scheme don't talk about deforestation. Okay, prohibition of unauthorized felling of trees. Also, this is not an objective. Promote afforestation. It is also not objective. All of the above. Therefore, all of the above is not the correct option. So the most appropriate option here is sustainable management of forest is one of the key objectives. So this kind of questions may appear in your examination. Okay. Next, what are the types of certification that will be provided under this scheme? So there are total 3 types of certification. Okay. One is forest management certification. Second one is tree outside forest management certification. And the third one is chain of custody certification. Okay. The objective itself says about sustainable management of forest. Agroforestry. Yeah, you see, agroforestry is included in within the definition of this tree outside forest. The Forest Survey of India have defined these have given the definition of this forest, tree outside forest, and all these. Let us find out here. According to the Forest Survey of India, forest cover is about any area which have more than 10% canopy density and it is spread in an area of more than 1 hectare. Okay, any land area of more than 1 hectare where the canopy density is more than 10%, that area will be called as forest cover, or in simple words, we can call that area forest. Okay. So what is canopy density here? What do you mean by canopy density? You know, trees have branches, roots, and the aerial part, leaves and branches. Okay. Okay. These leaves and branches, okay, together they are known as called as canopy. So this canopy, the area this canopy occupies on the ground. Okay. So when the sun is overhead, the shadow of the tree, okay, on the ground, in other word, we can say that this shadow area of this shadow will be the canopy. Okay. So suppose that there are many trees in an area. Okay. Every tree will have its canopy and it will occupy some area on the ground. The sum of that area, okay, sum of the area covered by the canopy has to be more than 10% of this entire area. Okay. Then only that area will be covered as forest, called as forest. Okay. And that area should be more than 1 hectare. Okay. So this is the definition of forest. What is the recorded forest area? All the forest area recorded in the government record, that is recorded forest area. What is tree cover? Patches of isolated trees outside recorded forest area. Okay. So any area which is not forest, but there are trees. Okay. That is called tree cover. Okay. It means that the area of that tree patch has to be less than 1 hectare. Okay. Tree outside forest means all the trees outside recorded forest area. It means that any tree outside recorded forest area is called as tree outside forest. So here, this definition says that any tree, even an isolated tree outside the forest area, or the forest cover outside the recorded forest area. There are some forest cover which are not in the government records. Okay. So those forest cover comes under tree outside forest. Okay. So here, this definition of tree outside forest includes agroforestry, social forestry, gardens, even the forest, true forests, which are not in our government records. Okay. All the trees outside the government records. Okay. Whether forest or no forest, they are tree outside forest. Okay. So this definition is clear. So the second type of certification is about tree outside forest. Okay. So here, and the third one is chain of custody certification. So in all these 3 entities, the certification will be provided. You know, forest in any state or any forest in our country is managed by some authority. It may be tribal groups living inside the forest. It may be government agencies. Okay. It may be the panchayat. Okay, whatever maybe the authority or whoever is responsible for the management of forest, that authority will approach the certifying body under this scheme. Okay, specialized certifying bodies which are selected under this scheme. Okay, they will approach and get the certification. The certification will only be provided when the these people are managing this forest, okay, in a sustainable manner. How they will check? They will check all the criteria and indicators mentioned in the Indian Forest Management Standards, okay, regarding sustainable management, okay. Indian Forest Management Standards have many standards, and also there are standards about sustainable management of forests, okay. They will match and they will give certification, okay. So this sustainable management of forest, the criteria of certifying has been taken from this Indian Forest Management Standards. Okay. Similarly, tree outside forest. Here, those who are responsible for tree outside forest, suppose in agroforestry, there may be one farmer only or individual, okay, or a village or a local body, municipality, okay, they are responsible for management of tree outside forest. They will get certification from there. This tree outside forest area is being managed sustainably. And the third is very important, chain of custody certification. Here, any forest product, okay, any wood or wood-based products that is coming out of forest, or tree outside forest, okay, that wood will be certified if it is coming out of a sustainably managed area, okay. Suppose this forest area is certified and any wood coming out of this area will also be certified, okay. So in that way, government is trying to inculcate the habit of in the citizens, in the consumers or in the citizens, we are actually purchasing that wood or wood-based product, okay. There, the certification will give them an indication that this wood is coming from a sustainably managed area. So this is environmentally more beneficial to consume or to purchase such kind of wood or wood-based products. So inculcating a habit of sustainable choices in the citizen of this country. Okay, so this one is very important. Okay, so these three parameters, it means that ultimately government is trying to see that we take benefit out of the forest, but we give the forest an opportunity to sustain itself. Okay, so in a way, government is wants to make a balance between this environment, saving the environment, as well as not affecting much our consumption patterns. Okay, so this is about 3 types of certification. Now let us solve one more question with respect to this. The question says that how many different types of certification will be done under the Indian Forest and Wood Certification Scheme? Very simple. Just now we have studied 3 types of certification are done. So the correct option here becomes C. Okay. So this now the implementation of this scheme. This scheme is implemented with 3 pillars. There are 3 pillars of implementation here. One is supervision. Next is operating agency, and next is certification. Okay. Supervision will be done by Indian Forest and Wood Certification Council. Okay. Indian Forest and Wood Certification Council will do the supervision, okay, of this scheme. Okay. This Indian Forest and Wood Certification Council have some very specific functions we will be discussing later on. Okay. And the composition of this council also. This council is not this is an ad hoc council that will be made only for the implementation of this scheme only. Okay. Operating agency, second pillar is operating agency, which will be responsible for the entire operation of this scheme. So the operating agency here is Indian Institute of Forest Management, Bhopal. Okay, this is the operating agency. Very important from the examination point of view. Okay. Certification will be done by, I have told you already, the scheme says the certification will be done by third party, not any government agency. So here the certifying bodies who are specialized in certification and accredited with the National Accreditation Board of Certifying Bodies. Okay, this National Accreditation Board for certification bodies accredit the certification bodies. You know, their certification body is an authority which gives you certificate that you are adhering to certain kind of standards. Okay, or any product is adhering to certain kind of standards. Okay, But whether this certification body is following all the principles of certification or not, okay, that is done by accreditation. So this National Accreditation Board sees that if a certifying body is following the standard or not, and if it is following, it will accredit this certification body. So the accreditation, in short, is certification of certifying bodies, one authority above certification bodies. So any certification body which is specialized in certification of sustainable management, okay, and which is accredited with the National Accreditation Board for certification bodies, those will be chosen as a certification body in this scheme. Okay, so there are three pillars. One is supervision and monitoring, that will be done by Indian Forest and Wood Certification Council, IFWCC. Next is operating agency, which will be responsible for the actual operation of this scheme, day-to-day happening of this scheme. That is Indian Institute of Forest Management, Bhopal. And the third one is certification body that will be responsible for actual certification of the forest area. Okay. So these are the three pillars. Okay, again, one more question. Let us try to solve this. Operating agency in Indian Forest and Wood Certification scheme is, what is the operating agency? Okay, Indian Institute of Forest Management. Yes, Indian Institute of Forest Management, Bhopal. Okay, it is the operating agency in this scheme. So correct answer here is A. FRI is not, so we know FRI is a very good institute, but it's not the operating agency here. Indian Council of Forest Research is a very higher authority. This is not also not an operating agency here. So you may confuse if you have not read about this scheme. So here the option A is the correct option. Okay. Now let us take a view at the working of this scheme. Very short, in a pictorial manner it is there. So at the top, who is at the top? IFWCC, Indian Forest and Wood Council. Okay. So this council will formulate all the rules and procedures for running the scheme. And these procedures will be notified to whom? Scheme operating agency. Operating agency is Indian Institute of Forest Management. Okay. So once this notification about this rules and procedures of the working of the scheme is notified, and this institute will work according to that. Now this institute will accredit the certifying bodies. Okay. There is double accreditation here in this scheme. One is accreditation of certification body by this IIFM, and the actual one here is accreditation of certification bodies by National Accreditation Board. First, this certification body has to be accredited with this. So there are many such bodies. There are many certification bodies in our country. Out of them, some will be chosen by this operating agency, okay, based on its performance. Okay, so that process has been termed here as accreditation. Okay, so the final selection, that list which is chosen by this IIFM will be finally selected by this IFWC, Indian Forest and Wood Certification Council. Final decision of this, which the certification body will work under this scheme, that will be taken by IFWCC. But the selection process will be done by IIFM. Okay, so this is all about. Now, the certification process, how it works. Here is the applicant. Here the applicant and the certification body. Applicant will send the application to the certification body, and the certification body will do conformity assessment and all the inspection of that forest area or tree outside forest area. And when it is confirmed that yes, this area is being sustainably managed, and it will decide that yes, let us give a certification to this. Okay, that certification intimation will be sent to IIFM. IIFM will take the final call, and then it will allow the certification body to issue what? Issue logo and trademark and licenses, all those things. Okay, so this is about. And if this applicant is not happy with the decision of this certification body, then it may approach the IIFM for dispute resolution also. So here IIFM also is a dispute resolution body. Okay, this is about running of the scheme. Now the functions of IFWCC. IFWCC, as I have told you that it is responsible for formulation of standards, process, and procedures of this scheme. Okay, procedure of all certification and everything. Okay, formulation as well as approval of those processes. Okay, that will be done by IFWCC. Okay, and in doing this work, the technical input or technical staff or the support will be provided by operating agency. Okay, that is Indian Institute of Forest Management will provide all those technical staffs and technical support. Okay. Okay, that's all about this operation of this scheme. So let us take a look at the functions separately. Indian Forest and Wood Certification Scheme is the implementation body, and the members of this scheme are of this council are representatives of Indian Council of Forest Research, Forest Survey of India, Quality Council of India, Ministry of Agriculture, State Forest Departments, and all the representatives of all these are present in this Indian Forest and Wood Certification Council. It will develop all the certification standards process and also approve these processes. Okay, it will also approve the certification body. Okay, accreditation of certification bodies. Okay, all these will be done by IFWCC. Operating agency will be responsible for overall implementation, and support and facilitate IFWCC in its functions. So I have told you that the function of IFWCC is to formulate procedures and approve. All those things will be supported by this operating agency and oversee the assessment and issuance of certification. Yes, oversee the assessment and issuance of certification. So the certification body, once it has decided to give certificate, that will give a confirmatory notice to this operating agency, and the final decision will be taken by this operating agency. Okay, give permission for certification and logo. Okay, now the certification body's function, we know that it is of certification. So this is all about this scheme. This is a very important scheme, very new scheme. Okay, and one thing is that it is from Ministry of Environment. Okay, and it is talking about forest. So you know that allied subjects, agriculture and allied subject questions are asked in your agriculture related examination, and nowadays allied subjects are being given more weightage. Okay, so this because the forest certification is involved here, so this scheme becomes important in itself. So you can download this PPT from the Telegram group. The Telegram group link is here. You can join there and download this PPT. So that's all for this scheme and this video. All the best to all of you. Thank you.